Guys, so we just watched The Shack. I know we're like really late. Somebody told me about it a while back, and then Pocket pulled it up or whatever, and we watched it last night. And it was a really good movie. We both really enjoyed it. However, he is now reading reviews on The Shack after he enjoyed this movie, and I was like, oh God, you don't ever read the reviews because people are like flicking off.
I'm just reading the reviews on the movie The Shack, and I find it funny that most people say that it's not a Christian movie, because to me it is a Christian movie in every sense that it just wants to make you feel touched by God. That's basically the point of the movie.
Olivia Spencer played God for part of it, and then a guy played God for part of it. In the idea is that God is a loving father, and he becomes what you need when you need it. There was a situation where the main character was going through something and he needed more of a mother figure. So Olivia Spencer played God in that part, and more or less represented God as like the mini-breasted one. Then there was a part where it was like, is that you, God, or whatever? And it was a man. And he was like, yeah, because today you need a father figure. So a lot of people are like going off online about it or whatever, because people online like to be upset. But I thought it was a really good movie. I thought that if you haven't already been indoctrinated, it's a great movie in order to either make you curious about God, about Jesus and the Holy Spirit, and bring some healing to a situation. Some people learn different ways. There's so many types of learning, like kinetic learning and all of these things. I think it was just another way to learn about a great God. Every time there's something like that that's out that would make people think, maybe I need God, or who is this Jesus, or tell me more about the Holy Spirit. Anytime there's something like that that comes out, all these Bible thumpers come out and say that it's not of God, it's not of God. It doesn't fit the theology that we've established, because of course all 66 books of the Bible, God can be contained in all of that. He can't do anything new, he can't do anything special, and he can't talk to people any other way except for the way that we've already established that he talks to people. So I don't understand that. Like, if people, anything that's bringing people closer to God is not of the devil. It can't be. Anything that's making people seek God can't be of the devil. Because the devil's job is not to try to run you to God. His job is to try to run you away from God. You know, his job is not to make you wonder about who Jesus is. His job is to make you run away from Jesus. And that's like oversimplifying it, obviously. You know, I mean, if I need to do like a whole theological exposition, then I can do that. But that's simply put, like, if it runs you to God, it's of God. If it runs you away from God, it's probably not God.
Well said. Should definitely watch it. It's well worth the 2 hours and 10 minutes that it was on for.
Oh, and the color and the cinematography was amazing. And you know what I also liked about it? I liked the actors that they chose to use in there. It was just an eclectic group, and I thought that was very good. And even the children that they picked, they were like really good. They were really good child actors. Really good movie. It didn't feel like 2 hours at all. Like, I didn't know it was 2 hours until he just said so.
Yeah, he was busy, and at midnight I was like, I gotta start this before you fall asleep on me.
Yeah. So, The Shack, they told us about that. Like, a bunch of women told me about it, and then I don't remember.
We saw a preview for it on one of the movies that we watched in the past, and I was like, that looks like a pretty intense movie.
Yeah.
And you said, and you agreed.
Yeah, it was.
And I know you don't like intense movies that
Anxiety.
Cause you anxiety, but I don't really feel like, except for in a couple of scenes that could have caused a lot of anxiety, but they quickly relieved the anxiety from you. In the same note.
Yeah, it made me say, you know what, maybe I should pray more. Maybe I should talk to God a little bit more. Because I've been through a whole bunch of stuff that, like the main character, just kind of made me feel like, I mean, the main character had stronger feelings than me. My feelings were more like, I don't hate you, but I'm just gonna step away for a little bit.
I feel like unless you're just completely, what's the word, where you don't believe in any religion.
An atheist?
Yeah, I feel like unless you're just an atheist, then the movie won't relate to you in any.
I think it could relate to anybody. I mean, if you've seen it, I'd like to hear what your thoughts are on it. You know, I'd be interested in knowing. But yeah, for me, it kind of made me reevaluate my relationship with God, because I've had a lot of bad things happen to me over the last 7 years, and it just continually got worse and worse and worse and worse. And, you know, I was just like, why am I so close to him, or why am I trying to be so close when all of these things are going on? But that movie helped me get some closure. Like, I didn't even expect it. I was just watching it like, wow, never thought of it like that. Sometimes you can know the answers, but you can be so close to the problem that you can't see the big picture.
Forgiveness. That's the big picture.
That's always the big picture.